Thank you for your time. Each subscription is a sign of support that I truly appreciate.
In darkness, a silversmith readies his horse. Paul Revere's hands tremble, not from cold, but purpose. Boston sleeps above crimson lantern light. Dr. Joseph Warren has summoned him. Tonight, secrets transform into thunder. A revolution waits beyond the threshold. The clock strikes. History breathes. Warren's office crackles with dread. Documents scatter. Coded intelligence confirms. British soldiers mobilize at dawn. Weapons loaded. Boats prepared. Arrest warrants signed. One man must risk everything. One messenger against an empire's machinery. The stakes reshape history itself. Revere nods. No words remain necessary. How does a silversmith become a spy? Revere counterfeited British stamps, unmasked hidden loyalists, collected whispered secrets in taverns. Now his horse becomes his weapon. His voice, the alarm, his ride, the revolution's first fire. Others will follow, but Revere must reach Lexington first. Warren's words pierce the silence. The regulars are coming out. These syllables carry weight beyond sound itself. Adams and Hancock wait in Lexington, unsuspecting and vulnerable. Soldiers march toward their arrest. Revere accepts this mission in absolute silence. No hesitation flickers, no backward glance wavers, only forward motion into darkness. Revere moves toward Charlestown. Two men wait by the riverbank with a rowboat. The Charles River separates safety from danger. Across it lies Charlestown. Beyond that, Lexington. The tide rushes in. Moonlight illuminates everything. Secrecy demands darkness. Revere chooses visible danger over captured vulnerability. A warship looms ahead. HMS Somerset. 70 guns, 300 sailors, anchored to block this crossing. The rowboat must pass close enough to touch iron hull. Oars dip silently. Revere hunches low. Sailors above remain oblivious. Fortune favors the bold. Tonight, silence outshouts thunder itself. Across Boston, Robert Newman climbs Old North Church's tower. John Pulling stands below. Keeping watch, one lantern means soldiers approach by land. Two lanterns signal something entirely different. Two lights announce water route, river crossing, boats laden with regulars heading west. These flames will echo across Massachusetts. Newman climbs higher, rope in hand. Below, British patrols march streets in formation. One guard passes directly beneath the steeple. Newman freezes. His heartbeat drowns out the city's night sounds. 3 more steps upward, 4 more steps. Finally, the tower room opens before him. 2 lanterns wait. Flames ignite inside glass. 2 golden circles pierce April darkness violently. From windows across the river, patriots watch the steeple transfixed. The message spreads instantaneously. Water route, regulars coming by water. Charlestown Minutemen receive the signal. Messengers mount horses. Alarm riders prepare. Hoofbeats thunder. Revere lands safely on Charlestown shore. A horse awaits him, borrowed from John Larkin. Trusted. Patriot. The animal is strong, responsive, fast. Revere mounts. Behind him, the Charles River. Before him, 16 miles of darkness and Imperial patrols everywhere. No time remains for doubt. Hooves pound northward. Richard Devens catches Revere before departure, face pale with urgency. "I saw them," Devens gasps. 9 Imperial officers armed and mounted riding toward Concord. The hunt is already underway. The British expect messengers. They station ambush patrols. Revere understands instantly. Capture is not theoretical anymore. It waits. Warren sends William Dawes via a different route deliberately. While Revere crosses water, Dawes rides southward through Boston Neck. Longer path. Riskier, perhaps. But if one messenger falls, the other must reach Lexington. If one is captured, the alarm still spreads. Warren calculated redundancy into survival itself. Charlestown Neck appears ahead. Imperial soldiers hide behind trees, waiting. Revere spots them. 2 regulars, muskets ready. He wheels his horse sharply. Hooves pound toward alternate route. The soldiers shout. Shots may follow. Revere does not hear them. His horse's breathing synchronizes with his racing pulse. escape becomes perfection. Through Somerville, through Medford's sleeping streets, houses blur past. Revere rides toward Captain Isaac Hall's home and pounds his door violently. Hall rushes out disoriented, then understanding ignites his face. "The regulars are coming out!" Revere shouts. Hall's expression transforms completely. He runs toward his Minutemen. The alarm spreads. House after house receives Revere's warning urgently. He awakens merchants, farmers, militia captains, ordinary people becoming soldiers. "Regulars coming out!" The phrase becomes an incantation, spreading faster than his horse gallops. Families tumble from beds. Weapons appear. Horses are saddled. By monotony, all Massachusetts knows. Secrecy has evaporated completely. Revere approaches Lexington after midnight. Exhaustion threatens to overwhelm him completely. The horse beneath him is lathered with sweat. His legs scream. His voice is barely audible. But the journey nears completion. Hancock Clark House waits ahead. Adams and Hancock must hear his warning. The final stretch demands everything remaining. Sergeant William Monroe stands guard outside Hancock Clark House. He hears rapid hoofbeats. A rider approaches at dangerous speed. Monroe raises his hand. "You'll wake the town." Revere does not slow. "Noise!" he shouts back. "You'll have noise enough before long. Soldiers are coming out." John Hancock hears Revere's voice clearly. The revolutionary leader rushes to the window. He recognizes the messenger instantly. "Come in, Revere," Hancock shouts. "We're not afraid of you." The words carry confidence Hancock may not entirely feel, but leaders perform bravery even when uncertain. Performance becomes real. Revere dismounts. His legs barely support him. He staggers toward the house. Monroe stands aside, understanding now. Inside, a warm room. Candles burn. Adams and Hancock wait anxiously. Revere's breathing steadies. The message must be clear despite his exhaustion. British soldiers march toward them. Flight is necessary. Revere delivers Warren's intelligence with urgency. 700 soldiers, perhaps more, moving from Boston toward Concord. They hunt you both. Hancock and Adams must leave immediately. The Hancock-Clark house offers no safety whatsoever. Concord holds weapons. Everything depends on speed, distance, escape. Time collapses. William Dawes exits Boston through the southern gate. He rides over Boston Neck deliberately. His route is longer. Roxbury, Brookline, Brighton, Cambridge, then Lexington. 17 miles instead of 16. But Dawes carries the same warning through darkness. Behind him, Boston grows distant. Ahead, Lexington waits. Dawes avoids Imperial patrols through disguise and luck. He approaches soldiers, appearing drunk, returning home from tavern. The guards wave him past without searching. Simple deception succeeds where elaborate lies might fail. Dawes continues through darkness. Behind him, Boston grows distant. Ahead, Lexington waits. Revere and Dawes reunite at Hancock Clark House. Both men are exhausted, wind-burned, alive. Refreshment appears, food and water. A moment to collect themselves. Two different paths, same destination. Two separate routes, identical message. Warren's strategy has worked perfectly. The leaders are warned. Now, what matters is flight. Adams and Hancock dress hurriedly. Hancock's papers, documents of revolution, records of Congress must be retrieved. Revere volunteers to help. They gather trunks frantically. Outside, more riders arrive carrying the warning. Militia captains appear on horseback. Lexington transforms from sleepy town into armed camp. The alarm has succeeded completely. Revere and Dawes decide to continue toward Concord. Weapons and supplies await. Oh, destruction there. Military stores must be protected. One mission has succeeded. Leaders warned. Another mission remains. Alert Concord, verify defenses, ensure supplies are hidden. The night is far from finished. Horses must be rested briefly, then ridden hard. On the road toward Concord, Revere and Dawes encounter a third rider, Dr. Samuel Prescott of Concord. He is young, vigorous, familiar with every fence and forest ahead. "Come with us," Revere calls. Prescott agrees instantly. 3 riders now, spreading warnings, racing toward Concord. The network expands dangerously. Prescott knows these roads intimately. He takes the lead, guiding Revere and Dawes through darkness. Hooves pound rhythmically. The three men communicate in glances and urgent whispers. Around them, the Massachusetts countryside transforms. Militia companies assemble. Windows light up. Church bells prepare to ring. Alarm spreads like fire. Near Lincoln, a roadblock materializes. Imperial soldiers, organized and armed, block the narrow path deliberately. Revere recognizes the danger instantly. "Run!" he shouts. The three riders scatter in different directions. Prescott's horse jumps a stone wall. He disappears into darkness. Dawes pulls hard on his reins. Horse bucks him. Revere finds himself surrounded by redcoats. 6 British officers close in. Escape is impossible. One officer grabs Revere's bridle. Another trains a pistol on his chest. "Dismount!" the officer commands. Revere obeys, calculating survival. The officer introduces himself. Major John Mitchell, 5th Regiment. "You are my prisoner," Mitchell announces coldly. Mitchell interrogates Revere with cold precision. "Where is the Massachusetts Congress? When will the militia assemble? How many soldiers will oppose us?" Revere answers carefully, mixing truth with strategic exaggeration. He tells Mitchell that 500 colonists already gather at Lexington. He describes roads choked with militia. None of this is yet true. Revere speaks directly to the British officer. "You have stopped me on the highway and made me prisoner by what right I do not know. But I will tell you the truth. You are in danger. The countryside is alarmed. Soldiers assemble. You will not succeed." Fear flickers across Mitchell's face. The British group hears gunfire, volunteers unloading muskets before entering a tavern, not combat. But Mitchell panics. "What was that?" he demands. "Alarm signal," Revere replies. "They know you are here. This neighborhood will be defended." Moments later, the Lexington town bell begins ringing frantically. Mitchell's certainty collapses. He frees Revere. Revere walks back toward Lexington on foot, exhausted and humiliated. His borrowed horse is gone, taken by Imperial soldiers who needed better mounts. Behind him, British troops retreat toward Concord. They are confused, frightened, uncertain. The alarm worked too well. The surprise gauge planned has evaporated completely. One silversmith's, a words-defeated military strategy. Revere approaches Lexington Green as dawn breaks bloodily. The battle has already begun. Minutemen stand in formation. Imperial soldiers advance across the green. Smoke rises from muskets. Death arrives on the morning of April 19th. Revere has not only warned leaders, he has triggered the revolution. Warren's office choice exploded. Prescott succeeded where Revere failed. The young doctor reached Concord and warned residents urgently. Supplies were moved, hidden weapons were relocated. The regulars marched toward Concord expecting to find warehouses. They will find emptiness instead. Prescott's escape meant success of the mission's second part. 3 riders, 3 destinations, complete success. Hancock and Adams flee Lexington with Revere's assistance. Revere carries Hancock's trunk of revolutionary documents, letters, resolutions, records of the Provincial Congress. These papers matter as much as the men themselves. Revolution requires documentation. Hancock's famous signature will sign the declaration, but Revere's hands carry his earlier words. Sergeant Monroe watches from outside the Clark House. Around him, Lexington Minutemen assemble. These men heard Revere's warning hours earlier. They awakened families. They armed themselves. They came to this green despite uncertainty, despite fear. Monroe understands that Revere's words transformed sleepy farmers into soldiers. One voice created an army. The first shots at Lexington Green are fired. Revere witnesses them. These are not the thunder of revolution, not yet. They are confused volleys, militia and redcoats exchanging fire, men dying senselessly. But they are the beginning. They are the consequence of Revere's ride. His warning meant colonists faced regulars organized. General Gage watches from Boston as his elaborate plan crumbles. The surprise he carefully prepared has vanished. The arrest of Adams and Hancock never happens. They escape hours before. And soldiers arrive, the seizure of weapons fails. Supplies have been hidden. The dawn offensive becomes retreat. all cascades from one midnight ride. Historians will later write Paul Revere's famous warning as, "The British are coming." But Revere never shouted those words. He said, "The regulars are coming out." Yet the misquoted version captures something true. The meaning transcends the words. Revere's ride announced that Americans would fight. The Empire would not silence them. Dr. Joseph Warren operates from his medical office as Boston's secret intelligence headquarters. Patients visit seeking remedies for ailments. Spies visit seeking directions from rebellion's leader. Warren listens to conversations, collects reports, networks information carefully. He is a physician diagnosing the body politic. On April 18th, symptoms suddenly worsen. War approaches. British soldiers muster on Boston Common that afternoon. Thousands of people witness the preparation. Officers bark. Commands. Boats are assembled. The English cannot hide their movements from patriotic eyes. This is General Gage's fundamental error. His surprise depends on secrecy he cannot maintain. People of Boston watch soldiers preparing. Warren receives information that Imperial troops will march toward Concord. Someone warns him, possibly Mrs. Margaret Gage, the general's New Jersey-born wife, reportedly sympathetic to colonial independence. She has a conflicted heart, a husband commanding Imperial forces against her adopted American home. Intelligence flows from unlikely sources. War thrives on conflicted loyalties. Warren's network includes dozens of riders, dozens of sympathetic observers, dozens of people willing to risk hanging for the patriotic cause. This is not one hero's journey, it is a coordinated system. Revere is the most famous, but he is one part of a vast infrastructure. Poem makes him singular. Morse code will not exist for decades. No telegraph connects distant towns. Instead, human beings on horseback carry the revolution. Their speed is limited. Their reliability depends on courage. Revere becomes famous, but William Dawes rides an equally dangerous path. Samuel Prescott reaches Concord while Revere is captured. All three matter equally. The Minutemen system predates Revere's ride by months. Lexington militia captain John Parker has already armed men, trained them, established procedures. Revere's warning activates an existing network. Parker responds to the alarm by mustering his company. The system works not because one man is brilliant, but because multiple people prepared. British military intelligence failed catastrophically. Gage receives reports about patriotic activities, but his information is incomplete and often unreliable. He knows weapons are stored in Concord. He does not know they have been moved to safer locations. He knows Hancock and Adams are in Lexington. He cannot predict discovery. The British plan contained a fundamental, strategic error. The visible movement of 700 soldiers could not be hidden. Soldiers gathering, boats assembling, officers conferring, these observable facts create intelligence for the other side. The British assumed surprise was possible. The Americans assumed threats were always visible. Assumptions determine outcomes. Gage assumed wrong. April 18th becomes April 19th without formal declaration of war. No governor announces it. No official proclamation is issued. Instead, the transformation occurs through action. Revere rides, warning spreads, militia assembles, shots are fired. War begins not with fanfare, but with a silversmith's hoofbeats and a governor's failed surprise. The phrase "shot heard round the world" describes the Lexington musket fire. That shot is only possible because Revere rode. Without his warning, British soldiers face an empty green. Militia is scattered, unprepared, unable to resist effectively. Revere's ride means colonists stand, organized against imperial force. Shot fired has meaning now. Gage's mission was to seize weapons and arrest leadership. He accomplishes neither. The weapons have been hidden by militia members acting on patriotic warnings. The leaders have fled on roads alerted by riders. Military objectives fail completely. Success would have shifted the balance dramatically. Failure means revolution becomes inevitable. British soldiers march back toward Boston exhausted, defeated, frightened. They were expecting peaceful occupation of territory. Instead, they face militia companies, gunfire, ambushes. At Monotony, fighting becomes especially brutal. Americans snipe from houses, redcoats burn buildings, bayonet defenders. By day's end, 73 soldiers are dead or wounded. News reaches London weeks later. The military operation Gage thought would crush rebellion has instead ignited it. The soldiers sent to disarm colonists have themselves been opposed by armed colonists. The government's strategy has collapsed. The king's commanders face unexpected resistance. All cascades from one night's failed surprise, from one silversmith's warning. Revere never returned to silversmithing after April 18th. His identity transformed permanently. The craftsman became a revolutionary. The skilled tradesman became a legend. Longfellow's poem, published decades later, immortalizes him, though inaccurately. The poem creates a singular hero. History creates a network. Both are true. Revere is one man and representative. Hancock and Adams reach safety. They continue their revolutionary activities. Adams becomes a cousin of the second president. Hancock becomes president of Congress and signs his name so large it becomes a symbol of American independence. None of this happens without Revere's warning. Without the silversmith's courage, these men face arrest. The militia's successful assembly transforms the Revolutionary War's outcome. At Lexington, they are outnumbered. At Concord, reinforcements create parity. Throughout the day, militia companies converge on British soldiers. By evening, the redcoats retreat in confusion. A competent military force defeats its mission because colonists were prepared, warned, organized. One silversmith enables this. One if by land, two if by sea. The lantern signal from Old North Church becomes America's first coded military message. Robert Newman and John Pulling signal across the Charles River. Patriots in Charlestown see the lights. They understand instantly. The signal system works perfectly. This elegant brevity communicates strategy across distance. Revere's capture by imperial forces has a paradoxical consequence. He is interrogated about militia strength and assembly locations. He exaggerates fearlessly. The British officer becomes frightened rather than reassured. When gunfire sounds from militia members unloading weapons, Mitchell panics. Revere's bluff succeeds. The prisoner's psychological warfare defeats the captor's military confidence. The Lexington Minutemen represent a new American phenomenon. Citizens armed and organized for immediate military response. No standing army exists. No professional soldiers wait. Instead, farmers and craftspeople train. They keep weapons at home. They assemble within minutes. This system, activated by Revere's warning, proves effective against professional soldiers. Historians debate which event truly starts the American Revolution. Revere's ride is considered the likely beginning, the moment when political protest transforms into military action. Before April 18th, colonists and British soldiers coexist, hostile but unarmed. After midnight, weapons fire. The revolution becomes actual rather than theoretical. One silversmith's hoofbeats marks the boundary. Warren's intelligence network eventually expands to rival British capabilities. The Americans develop superior information about military movements because they have more eyes. More loyal observers, more people invested in warning. Patriotic networks prove more extensive than imperial networks. Decentralized information gathering defeats centralized military authority. Warren's amateur spies outmaneuver Gage's professional intelligence officers. Prescott reaches Concord at dawn. He warns militia companies. He verifies that supplies have been hidden successfully. His completion of Revere's mission means the military objective, weapons seizure, fails entirely. British soldiers find empty buildings, hidden caches, organized resistance. Prescott's successful ride means redcoats march toward disappointment. Strategic failure follows tactical warning. The British have approximately 800 soldiers. The patriotic militia grows from 70 at Lexington to hundreds by afternoon. By evening, over 1,000 Americans oppose the retreat. Militia companies converge from Salem, Reading, Bedford, Acton, Concord, Arlington. Each rider who heard Revere's a warning alerts their town. One silversmith's message multiplies. Revere survives the revolution and lives into his 70s. He becomes a major figure in American independence. Yet history largely forgets him, until Longfellow immortalizes him, though inaccurately. The poem creates a false image that endures. The silversmith is remembered as a hero, though a manufactured one. Sometimes history prefers mythical truth. April 18th becomes Patriots' Day in Massachusetts. Every year, the ride is remembered, commemorated, reenacted. Horses thunder through darkened streets. Bells ring, militia companies assemble. The night becomes eternal in American memory. Revere reaches Lexington, warns Hancock and Adams, rides toward his capture, and simultaneously ignites a revolution that reshapes the world.